Hey guys, welcome back to Arry The Stag. TR Tony here, out and about on the day job. Once more, hope you're okay wherever you are and having a great week. This week I just wanted to bring you up to date actually. Some of you will remember probably February, I think it was, 2020, we bought UES 591S. It's the red 1977 Mark II Stag, and we bought it from Anglia Car Auctions, and I bought it blind, and therein was a bit of an issue because as we drove it home from the auctions all the way back to Bournemouth, which was about 230 odd miles or so, the gearbox packed up and we had to be low loaded home. There is a film, I'll put the that film at the end of this video so you can revisit the journey we had to get the car that day. It was quite entertaining all round, and we ended up on a low loader basically, but we had lots of fun. But yes, out of all of that, I discovered a guy called Andy over in Wales who is a very clever guy. He can take apart Borg Warner 35s and Borg Warner 65s almost in his sleep, like a military person with his rifle. You know, he's absolutely fantastic. This is Andy Morgan. I've come along today to have a look at our Borg Warner 35 box, which you can see here on the trolley. We did a bit of a video yesterday, so that's R1, and maybe just a few top tips, Andy, if that's okay, without giving away all the trade secrets, of course.
Well, there's no trade secrets to give away. There's a few things you've got to be wary of if you've got an auto in your car. The main thing is fluid. The fluid has to be right. You've got to use the right type, you've got to use the right amount. Too much is not good, too little is just as bad.
Not good.
It's very good. A litre and a half down, that'll fail in 40 miles.
Really?
It'll just kill it completely. But the most important thing is what's in front of it. If your engine isn't right and it's not producing the power, the transmission can't then transmit that to the wheels. So you must make sure your engine's in good order before you start condemning any transmission. So you've got to make sure that all your timing's right, all your sort of ignition is right, and make sure you've got the power to create the torque through the transmission. So a lot of problems basically are engine related or engine setup related or cable setup. Either throttle cable itself is either too slack, so you're putting your foot to the floor and the cable's not opening your carbs, which then in turn affects this.
Which is your kick down, isn't it?
That's right. So this has to be set right as well. But
And so I've got to know Andy very well in recent months and years now, I suppose. And so he basically took back the blown UES 591S gearbox a few weeks ago, and I asked him if he wouldn't mind just to have a good go through it and see why this gearbox packed up and let us down on the day. I really didn't know. It obviously made some real funny graunching noises at the time, but I asked him to have a look at it. When he got to taking this apart, then just to let us know what had happened. So that's the thrust of what I'm going to show you today. It's been a journey, as we know. Luckily we had a first gearbox I bought from Andy in the first place, so we put that into our Red Stag, so that was all fine. This second one, beg pardon, but the first one that was in the car that had blown, we decided we'd to exchange it for another one for UNY 49M, the shell that's coming back in the not too distant future. So if you follow me so far, hopefully it will make sense. And yes, okay, so let's just go over to Andy. He's in his workshop. It is a bit of a letterbox video, so forgive me, but you'll get an impression of what the issues are and some of the challenges that he's faced when taking our gearbox apart. Let's go and have a look.
Hi, it's here, Tony. Thought I'd update you on the box that came out of your car that you bought at auction. I did promise I'd let you know the findings when I stripped it down. Well, finally the time has come and I've stripped it down. Rear clutch, there she is. Frictions were okay, showing signs of a lot of heat build-up, and corrosion has got the better of them as well. As you see, these things are just lifting off there, showing the metal backing plate. So she's been sat a long time, and hence the fluid's drained down and corrosion's built up on it, and then it's just lifted off. But you see it's all gone on the back of that. It should be like that, but it's all come off. So a lot of heat build up, as you see, because it was slipping. You said it's showing signs of the colour what it should be. There's quite a brownish colour, and then when you heat it, go very dark like that. So that's the rear clutch. The front clutch didn't fare much better. Again, it starts off okay, but then showing signs of a lot of heat build-up as you're going down. That one really dark. So my theory is that she was low on fluid, or it had the wrong fluid in there. So as it heated up, it got too thin and caused everything to lose drive and slip. So yeah, you had heat build-up, corrosion. That's a corrosion on the output shaft there. Through standing, centre support, got a lot of corrosion in the centre there as well. So a lot of corrosion on parts, as you can see, through standing. But mainly, I think, bands showing better days, and they're quite low as well on frictions. But I think she was low on fluid, mate, and that's what caused it to lose drive. It just dropped out of drive because it just wasn't enough. The pump gears are worn, they've seen better days, but still would have pumped around. But I wouldn't say that was the cause. I'd say it was low on fluid, or the wrong type of fluid, or combination of both. But definitely the heat, signs of the heat build-up, I'd say fluid loss, or lack of fluid, and corrosion through standing. So there she is in all her glory. She'll live again, apart from the case. A case in a terrible state. Never seen a case so badly corroded. But some of it can salvage, some of it I can't. But there we go. It wasn't anything major, nothing drastic, nothing bent and broken. It was just a lack of fluid, I think, and an age, just standing for a long period of time, which didn't do it any favours. So there we are, mate. Just keep you updated. I thought I'd keep you in the loop. Cheers, Tony. Speak to you soon. Bye.
All right, guys. Well, I hope you found that interesting. I do not profess to be a gearbox expert at all. I think you can see just from what he was doing there on the bench, the complexity of these Borg Warners. I'm sure it's all very straightforward if you understand them, but there's a lot of discs and a lot of slippage, a lot of lubricant that goes around to drive these gearboxes of ours in the Stag and other Triumphs as well, in fact. So very, very impressed with his ability and competence. So yeah, if I get a chance, I'll also show you a bit of background to how you should check for the oil level. We did when we were at the Anglia auctions, but we did it cold, and there is a method by which you should check your gearbox trans fluid oil level, and needs to be when the engine's running, and there's a process you go through to find out whether the level is right or not.
The most important thing is fluid, because it does so much. It doesn't just lubricate everything. It's got 5 jobs to do. It creates the torque, it lubricates, it cools, it cleans. Yeah, and you know it's very important. So that's often overlooked. And there's a certain way it's got to be checked. Yeah. First protocol is just make sure you got some in before you start. If it's dry, then you're in a bit of bother. Yeah, make sure you got fluid in. Start your car up, nice level ground. Yeah. Get it up to temperature. It's a 2-person operation really. You need somebody in the car, basically for safety, and somebody at the other end. Get it up to temperature, get it running. Take the dipstick out and leave it out. So get your engine running. Clean it all off so it's nice and dry. Really dry. So
we can just see there.
And that's it. Yeah. There's no fluid in this one, but just make sure the drier you can get it, the better, because you're going to get a better reading. Yeah. So when it's up to temperature, nice and warm, get your engine idling nicely between 600 and 650 RPM. Yeah. Have somebody in the cab, go through all your gear selections, start off in park, go through all, spend a few seconds in each, finish off in park, and once you're in park, then you've got time for a quick dip, straight in, straight back out. Right. You should see 2 lines. Yeah. One line will be hopefully somewhere in your good part. Yeah. But you'll have a dry part. If you haven't got enough fluid in, you should sort of see a line about here, and then you see another line up here with a dry part. So the lower part is your fluid level, and this wet part up here would be splash from the fluid coming back into the transmission. So that's what a lot of people get mistaken about, is they see a high level and think there's lots of fluid in it. Yeah. But that's why your stick has to be dry, because otherwise you miss it. If it's wet and you pull it out, you'll just see a complete wet stick, and you think there's plenty of fluid in it. It's all right. Yeah. So make sure your dipstick is bone dry, and when it's up to temperature, engine idling 650 RPM, go through all the gears. Yeah. Straight in, straight out, and hopefully you'll get a level there. Add in small amounts, clean off. Same thing again, same process. Go through all the gears again, another dip, and out you go.
I do take on board the point from Andy that actually it may not have had the right oil in there in the first place, although it did look pink when we tested it, when we looked at it. But again, we didn't check it as well as we should have done, and maybe it was light on oil, and perhaps we shouldn't have been doing 70 miles an hour in a car that hadn't been going that far for some time, until we got it and we're driving back to Bournemouth in it. So maybe we were asking for trouble. But anyway, there you go. So yeah, good to see all that, and hopefully that's been of use. And I highly recommend Andy, if you get the chance, get in touch if you're after a Borg Warner 35 or Borg Warner 65. He's your man, and can repair them and fix them and everything else. I know he does a bit of export as well, so that's all good. Okay, so that's about it for this week then, guys. Hope you're having a great week wherever you are. Stay safe and enjoy your cars, and Christmas are looming around the corner, so maybe time to be mentioning a few things you might be interested in, parts or books or whatever it is for Christmas and Christmas Day. And either as well, don't forget to join us on Saturday for our Saturday sockets. It's an email that goes out every Saturday, and also download your free sticker. Just go onto our website, leave your details, and we'll send you an Arry The Stag badge of honour free of charge in the post anywhere in the world. So look forward to that as well. All about sharing the classics dream at the end of the day, isn't it? There you go. All right, well, have a great week, and we'll see you online on Arry The Stag very soon. Cheers for now. All the best, guys. Bye.